I want a little brief introduction.
Okay, Scott Farmer. I am the faculty advisor for the Laser Tag Club at Virginia Tech.
All right, and over here is,
Sarah.
and Sarah is?
Sarah.
Sarah is Scott's daughter, and just so everybody knows, she's reluctantly agreeing to be on video, and I emphasize the reluctant part. But I'm asking these two who have had now 3 days of experience out here with recoil, and your experience with it so far here today, or
Well,
this weekend.
I gotta say that I think the equipment itself feels great, feels solid. It's really nicely constructed. I think for me the challenge is that to borrow the saying from a Star Trek movie, the more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. It has a lot of really cool, neat functions, but it's heavily dependent on a lot of different things, and it just seems to break down a lot when you get into a game. It took us, I think, like 10 to 15 minutes to successfully get a game working, and that's really a killer when you're trying to use something like this with, especially with a lot of young people. And I mean, for the past few tests that we've been doing, we have a lot of people with very extensive IT backgrounds, and we were running into challenges getting it to work. And I can only imagine what a end user, if you will, type, the typical type of person would run into trying to get this going. It has a tremendous potential, but as implemented, it really fell short for me.
Okay, does the simple coil redeem it?
It's a step in the right direction. We didn't play with that quite as much, and it allowed you to get going fairly quickly. I'd like to see a little more. For me, the jury's out on that. It offers a lot of potential. It's a lot easier to immediately start a game, and it gives you a lot of configuration options.
Okay, well let me make an assumption here. Let's pretend for a second that the app is working, your phone's handling the factory app, and your phone's handling it. When you're in play, does the say feedback of sending and receiving tags, is that adequate for you?
I'm not sure that it was for me. I usually consider myself a pretty decent laser tag player, and a lot of the time it was not necessarily clear to me that I was getting a hit on someone. Now in laser tag, the traditional equipment that we use, that's also the case, that you don't always know that you're hitting someone. However, on most of the equipment, the tagger actually has some sort of visible
Right.
indicator. So if you're close enough, you can actually see that and know you're getting someone.
Okay.
And so it sort of does, but it sort of doesn't as well.
Okay, and then lastly, a couple of people who are really familiar with the sensors that are involved claim that there could be an issue in direct sunlight. Have you run into that problem where range it drops off in bright sunshine to a noticeable distance?
I think when we were playing, it did. It was not clear to me that hits were being landed. But then again, the way the app is designed, it's really more trying to make you feel like, in my humble opinion, that you're playing a game of Doom. And so the hits sometimes happen so rapidly, you're done. And so sometimes it was hard to judge, was that because I was in the shade and they were in the sun and I couldn't hit them back, or vice versa.
Okay, Sarah. Typically, toys, and then let's face it, this is a toy, are geared towards younger people. So, as a recoil system, got you any excitement, pleasure, looking forward to using? Have you enjoyed the recoil system at all?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. And so, if some of your friends said, hey, let's go play recoil, you'd be yeah, sure, or no, let's go do something else?
I mean, I would probably wouldn't.
You probably
I would not want to play it.
probably not put it, so. But if you had some friends that said, "Hey, let's go play some with our Eltars," and
Yeah.
you'd be all on board with that.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Scott.
Sure.